Hey guys, my name is Scott McGowan and I am Paul's son. I work at PS Audio today we are starting our video series about my home system and what we're going to do to it. Specifically, to start, we're going to discuss what it looks like installing a 20 amp dedicated line into your system. This is a very popular endeavor for many of our customers, both all over the world. And so the idea here is that we're going to see what it takes to get some added headroom in our system. First, I think it bears a little bit of importance to go ahead and talk a little bit about the system. So we're going to introduce and listen to it. And then today we're going to meet our electrician who's going to come do a walkthrough with us. And we're going to ask some important questions and see what comes up. For now, I'd like to introduce you to my sound system, which includes the legendary IRS standard reference 4.5s. They are 117 pounds a piece, 5.5 feet tall, and they are, what can I say, solid oak relics from the late 70s. Everyone knows the great late Arnie Nudell, close family friend of the McGowans, and you know, it's a real treat to be able to have these in my system. It's almost as though when I come home at the end of the day, a little piece of Arnie is there with us. So I'm very honored to have these in my system, and they're sounding great right now. They're some of the best loudspeakers in the world, and we're going to see what we can do with them and how far we can push them. Just a few more things. This is my Revox Studer 77 reel-to-reel tape deck. Many of you have seen one of these before, followed by my Technics 1210, that's the black version of the direct drive turntable classic unit by Technics, with the Shure cartridge and head shell, followed by our brand new Sprout 100. This is a 100 watt per channel digital amplifier. Many of you are familiar with the original unit. This one is twice the output power and a lot of great features, including this little remote control here. And you see it right, big loudspeakers, this little Sprout, that's really all it takes to drive these bad boys. They have a nominal impedance of 4 ohms, but very importantly, they have a sensitivity spec of about 92 decibels. So it can work out pretty well. Guys, hey, Monty, to bed. Hi there.
Uh-oh.
Little dog's coming out.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, Scott McGowan. We met you before, man. How you doing, bud?
Good.
Great to see you again. Thank you for coming by. This is
Wonderful
awesome.
house.
Thank you so much. Yeah, don't worry about this dog hair everywhere, so we're not picky. Good, man. Thanks for so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. I was just doing some sound system stuff and take a look here.
Look at those speakers.
Look at them, huh? Not so bad. Yeah, these are the IRS 4.5s. They're made in 1978. Wow. And they're pretty cool. You can check them out.
They're pretty major.
Yeah, check these out. All right, so you got your 4 EMEMs, the line array for mid-ranges. You've got your emits, the tweeters, and one back here, and then a couple of big 12-inch subwoofers. Yep.
What's all this? Just sound deadening?
Yep, sound deadening and damping, and it's just the way they mount it. You want to have an inert speaker, so the speaker itself doesn't shake or rattle all that much. And yeah, well, we're an odd bunch. You know, we have a lot of different, but they're few and far between, but they're out there.
Sure.
Just you walk in someone's house and see crazy loudspeakers or a huge record collection or really fancy turntables.
I have a pretty good record collection myself.
Yeah, do you really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you've got a little hi-fi going on. You got a turntable at home, stuff like that?
Mm-hmm. We haven't really
Guys,
brought it out for a while.
Monty, go to bed.
Uh-oh, you got in trouble, Monty?
Turn deck and all that stuff.
Okay, so tell me where you want to put these.
Let's do it. So the idea is that I was thinking about it, and I'm not sure I want to do 2. I think it's just going to be 1. I've got an outlet somewhere on the floor back here, and that's my 15 amp.
Okay.
Okay, and then, so I don't know how we want to do it necessarily, but I'm thinking that if we go around the house or something, we can look at the crawl space if you want, but mounting it either on the wood or on the brick. And
sure.
Kind of what I'm thinking now is that, you know, maybe it's just one duplex receptacle for 20 amps, because I'm going to put one 20 amp power unit on here and power the whole thing. I don't need 2. Okay. Even though 2 is kind of...
Would you like another floor box, or would you want it on the wall?
I don't mind changing this one. That would probably be best if we could change that one out.
Yeah, because then we can just change the wire out. If I can see access to it.
Yeah.
If I can get to the bottom of it, we'll change the wire out. Because all it is wire size.
Sure. Wire size. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just ampacity.
Yeah. So let me ask you, what gauge wire were you thinking about for this project?
So that would be 14 if it's 15. It could be 12, and if it's already 12 gauge, we can tell by the color of Romex.
Okay.
So just visually, I can tell just by the outside of the Romex.
Okay.
If it's piped, we'll have to open it up, of course, but
Sure.
it's just a matter of visual cues right now, making a plan and seeing what you want, you know. Because I mean, this stuff's gonna be kind of hairy. Getting anything in the ceiling or any of these old walls because it's an old building.
Yep.
So I'm not sure if like the plaster and lath is still here,
I
or if they tore it out and put drywall.
Oh, you know, I think it's been pretty well redone. The house was built in 1888, so
Yeah.
it's like an old one, but it's been pretty well up and fixed. So I would think that we'd be okay in the walls, but I don't notice any of that weird plaster stuff when you put the nail in. It's
Sure.
pretty normal drywall. So I know we could break it here and see what the Romex looks like. It's all the fad, even though it may not be necessary, it's all the fad to replace 12 gauge with 10 gauge wire. And it's like,
Oh, so you could have 30 amps in the future.
30 amps
Sure.
in the future, or just get the very most out of your 20 amps and see
I agree.
see if you can hit that 16R.
I agree. If you want to run 10 gauge, that's completely up to you.
But that's probably something we couldn't run in the normal, like it's already wired up here obviously, but to run 10 gauge, we'd have to run new wire, maybe go outside or something like that.
We'd have to go from the panel to here.
Okay.
So-
That's probably more what I'm looking for, even though it's a bigger job.
That's fine with
probably
me.
kind of close to it.
So let's look downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, I helped your brother wire his basement.
Right, yeah, oh my gosh, that was so cool. I mean, the whole thing was set up beautifully.
He
and
hustled.
Yeah. You know, there's some things he's gonna do really great, but other things you wanna get the experts to come in and take a look at.
So this by this color, this is 12 gauge.
Okay.
This is 14 gauge.
Okay.
So 20 amp, 15 amp.
Okay,
How would I get back there? Through the.
so there is a crawl space back here, which I wanna show you. I cut this open recently, it was really nicely sealed, but
and I can get a light.
sure, and it's really tight back there. There's not a lot of space.
Okay.
So yeah, we can shine a light back there, but yeah, old house.
But what it looks like to me, I mean, just off of what I see, the stuff going that way is already 12 gauge.
Okay.
It looks like there's holes drilled already for more.
Okay.
So running a 10 gauge shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Wow.
And what's this for? Disconnect for this guy?
Yeah, I think so. That's for like the furnace and heater and water heater and things like that. You can tell I'm kind of not entirely sure about everything.
Yeah, I think that is a disconnect for your heater.
Okay.
This one's for your water.
Yep, that's right. That's what I remember, I think.
Okay.
It sounds like him. It's not too much fancy
Can I
going
let
on.
the dogs out?
Yeah, you can let them out. No problem. Thank you. In fact, we'll leave them out here.
She's neat looking. Or he's neat looking.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got two spaces. You see how these guys are cut into two?
Yes.
So it's the same size as one.
Same size as one.
So if we need to, we can always maybe put, replace these two.
Okay.
And then you'd have 4 spaces.
Got it.
That's the only big amperage thing here. And this guy.
Yeah, the AC, I would imagine. There you
And
go.
your main.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your main disconnect. I have a 70 amp system.
Wow.
It's not a lot. It's not too little though. So.
Okay. I mean, I had originally been, talking about the idea that there would have to be conduit piping around the house, but it sounds like we might have another option there of some kind.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Hey guys.
we can come right down. And probably do the exact same thing.
Whoa, cool. And then we'd have to run the 10 gauge wire from what we saw downstairs, like all the way back there somehow, one way or another. But that's a job that I'm sure you guys.
And we can do it.
Okay.
We can do it. I'm not afraid of any of that. So I mean, even if I was to reuse that floor plug,
Yes.
we would leave that wire there and just cut it as short as we can, terminate it on the other side of it so it's not hot. But we don't want anything hanging, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'd leave it in that box, and then from here we would figure out a raceway and a path to it, and just pipe right into it.
Wow. And then I actually bought from PS Audio, my company, we got what's called a PowerPort Classic. It's just a nice little $50 aftermarket hospital grade receptacle.
Okay.
It's got some like gold plated connectors and
Yeah,
stuff in
so
there.
what it is it's gold for the conducting.
Right.
And it has an isolated ground there.
It has isolated ground. It's got the sideways thing for the 20 amp connection if I want to do that, which is really key because I am going to be running 20 amp gear, one piece of 20 amp gear especially on this. And it's like I said, hospital grade, all that stuff. So that would be something that hopefully would fit into the location that we have, whether we need a new housing for it on the floor for the outlet or not.
Okay.
Possibly,
And
we'll
we
take a
would-
look at that.
I think we would still run a 20 amp circuit.
Yes.
Just you would have more capability with that bigger wire.
20 amp circuit, and with a bigger wire, you'd have more headroom. You probably maybe get all of your amperage out of there. If it's rated for 30 later, that's fine. But I don't think we need to do anything 30 amps here.
I don't think so
like
either.
Just 20 and 10
I wouldn't
gauge.
feel very comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Just because this is your protection. So if we
This is your protection, right?
this
Yeah.
is your protection here.
You don't want to have it too high or it won't protect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then it's never gonna trip.
Okay.
So
And Bumpy and I are out here with our tools. So tell me a little bit. You said you had a circuit sensor, was it?
yeah, I have a circuit tracer. We'll put a circuit tracer on it. It's pretty primitive stuff,
Sure.
but this will give me an idea of how they're running it in the house.
Okay. Well, don't let me get in the way with my filming here. We'll just whatever works for you.
That's what it looks like. Okay, so it looks like most of it's coming in here. So let's see. So this is probably AC. These are all the 15 amp circuits. So it looks like a total of 4. 6. It says 6. So maybe they're 3-wire. So there might be multiple conductors in there. I got 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About right? Somewhere something's. Okay, so I can see light. I'm not sure where though. I think that's just in the inside of the wall. It's like I see a light and like a little bit of like cobwebs in there. So I wonder where that light's coming from.
The light, that it might actually be right there. It's probably like the stairway going down. Probably not the bathroom, which is kind of right here.
Right.
I did turn the light off in the basement, I think, or maybe not. So I don't know what we're actually looking down into.
Okay. So that's that's what we're looking at. I was kind of thinking it might be in this one. But I don't think so. That's a good thing about these fittings. You can kind of see what's in there and what we have to deal with.
Right.
There's plenty of room in there if we need to add anything else in there.
Understood. To get like extra wires going through, the holes are big
See how
enough.
this one's kind of just. The seal's been compromised, but it's only 3 circuits in there, 2 circuits probably.
Okay.
So that was your gasket. Next time I come, I'll bring you a new paper gasket.
A new paper gasket. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think this will be much of an issue. I'm gonna throw a circuit tracer on there.
Okay.
And then we'll kind of know how many outlets are on that circuit.
All right.
So tell me about the video.
So it's really cool. This is probably one of the. So my dad is the CEO of our company, and we do a lot of videos that help people to understand the subtleties and intricacies of what we're trying to do here, because it's super complex, and it's all about performance and having that great musical experience. But it can get difficult, and there's a lot of questions out there. So
Okay, so this is from the technical side of like, I don't have the right power. What can I do?
Right, I'm at home, I'm a customer, I'm a PS Audio customer or any customer, but just out there thinking, I think this is something that I'm interested in giving a try, but I don't really know where to start and what questions to ask and things like that.
Sure.
This is just me doing it on video so that people can kind of live vicariously and see how it
themselves.
goes. School themselves, that's right, and
School yourself.
Yeah, that's right. So that when we do it next time, it won't be so foreign.
And this actually might even be able to help like the DIY guy.
Exactly. There's a lot of DIY stuff out there on this. Not a ton of, I don't know. It's pretty good, but like I say, it can get pretty complex. Oh wow, look at that.
So I might have turned it off. There we go. Okay, so I think it's gonna be this one.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Sometimes it has to learn the panel. Maybe not. Huh. Well, let's see if we can take this off and make it a little easier.
Okay.
Guys, wear your gloves, please.
Yeah.
And eye protection. I don't get a lot of audio files like you were saying.
Right.
People saying, being really specific. In these old houses, what I get mostly is I need grounds, I need neutrals, I need stuff like that. So let's see. Everything looks pretty legal.
Pretty legal. There's a lot going on.
Spider web.
Spider web. There you go. Probably hasn't been open in 20 years. This thing.
He hasn't paid any residence fees, so he's out of here.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. No double taps. So let's try one more time. So I was kind of guessing that was going to be it anyway.
Okay.
It's not doing it again, so let's try it again. Yeah, I'd say it's that one. I'm going to turn that one off. Hopefully it doesn't shut anything now.
Yeah, there's not much going on. No respirators or anything like that inside, so
Okay,
nothing life or death.
So now we can kind of figure out what's all on
Okay.
and what isn't. But just want to make sure that light's off.
Sure.
So I turned the right circuit off, and then I'll go through the house and
So the little light on sprout turned off, and that's how we know that this circuit's off.
yeah, and on your power strip, I have the transmitter for this guy.
Oh, okay.
See
I
that little
see.
block I have right there?
Right, that little black block right there. That would tell you
Yep.
directly. Okay,
So
great.
as soon as it's on, there's a little LED on it, and it'll send a signal through the circuit.
Got it. And guys, just for our viewers at home, this is the outlet that we're going to replace. That's your 15 amp one, and we're going to go
Right.
ahead and change that one out.
Some lamps too, just to check.
It's a good idea. I've got one for you if you need. But...
So here's one done. That one's also on the same circuit.
Okay, so that little one down here is on it. Okay.
Let's see what this guy is. So like I said, that would be a good reason to leave it there and tie it through. Leave that circuit there.
Yeah.
In that floor box.
Right.
Just push it through and then bring something else through and tie it right in.
Okay, and then would that achieve? So would that mean that all three of these would kind of have that potential, or just this one? For
Just that one.
Uh-huh.
These guys would be on the same existing circuit.
Same existing one. Okay, and then
Then
this
just
one.
bring a new wire in. Bypass the existing ones, and
Okay.
start new.
Okay, great.
Is
Okay.
there anything else that we could see?
There is a power that's tucked under there. It's very similar to the wall one, which
And
I
is
can
that
go
what's
check.
powering the TV and the sprout
Actually,
here?
the TV. Oh, good point. The TV and the sprout also appear to be off. Let's try. I think that turned it off. Yep. So sprout is so that this whole room. I wouldn't be surprised then if the one under the books here is
Right.
also off. So it sounds like it took this room and that room out.
And when we were downstairs, without me climbing in, we seen the 3 wires going into the plastic.
The 3 wires going into the plastic.
2 darted this way, and 1 started.
I'll be downstairs here.
Also, there was a light on.
Oh, there was a light on. Oh my gosh.
So I knew I could see it.
Got it.
Huh. Interesting. You know, it might be just this little tiny hole that I was picking up a pinhole of light out of. That's gonna be a nightmare.
A nightmare.
Yeah, I'm a fat boy.
It looks like it's really tight back there is what I'm hearing. A person has to get back there. Obviously, that's the key.
Yeah, it looks about... I have a skinny guy that I can get in there.
Woo.
He's not gonna be happy. I'm gonna have to pay him his
Yeah, look, here we go.
So here's the benefit of what we're gonna do. We're gonna use that existing floor box. See how tall it is? I mean, I'll put my hand on it.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's not that tall.
It's not a lot. So the
Pretty tight.
yeah, very tight. So
Yes?
and we can fish from up top. These glow sticks,
Whoa.
like a glow in the dark stick, and
No.
from this side we can have a glow in the dark stick and kind of just grab it,
Wow.
and then just pull it over. And
Okay.
then as soon as we can get it to this point, this is the nightmare right here.
Yeah.
That's the only.
That's the only real nightmare part. Everything else seems kind of straightforward,
Everything else-
frankly.
Very straightforward.
Okay. Possible will be good.
Now, I mean, here's the other option too. Maybe we just install a new floor box, and then you have that regular one, and then you have that one dedicated one just for your stereo system.
A totally new box.
Totally new.
Well, where would you put that?
I mean, in the same vicinity.
Okay, outside.
No, I'm saying as far as the outlet goes, where you plug in.
Oh, a new floor box.
Maybe
I
just a new
understand.
floor
Thank
box.
you.
Then you don't have to come up on the wall. Then you don't have to disturb any drywall or anything. We just drill a hole, get the fish stick through here,
Sure.
pull it through,
Oh,
and then we don't have to fiddle with any of the makeup in the existing floor box.
yeah.
and then you just know.
I would love. I mean, I have no problem putting in a brand new floor box if it sits on the floor, if it's dug into the floor.
it'd be
Be
flush.
nice and flat. It's just that would be just fine. Then we'd have this. You just see a dedicated box right there, and that would
Sure.
kind of be out the end of the story.
Well, let me. I'll go home. I'll find some parts.
Okay.
I'm gonna measure your building.
Okay.
Just walk around and measure the building.
Okay.
And then I'll give you a price tonight.
This is frankly really exciting because the first people I had talked to about this were very insistent that the only way this could be done was by running aluminum conduit piping around my house, about 70 feet of it, and then drilling through this brick wall and putting it out there. And I'm going, wait a second, I want to talk about this before we go doing conduit pipes. So it sounds like we found a solution. And yeah, it's exciting.
We're running 10 gauge wire on a 20 amp circuit.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, well, guys, that's going to conclude our little show for today. I think Bumpy and I have some more work to do with some measurements and things like that. And the next time you see us, we are going to be here. I'll turn the camera around. The next time you see us, we are going to be here with dirty T-shirts and lots of, I think we said, cussing and swearing and having a good time with it. Cobwebs, don't forget the cobwebs. But that will be part 2 of our installment, and we hope you join us for it. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.